Okay, while our panelists are taking their seats, let me welcome everybody back for this final and very important summary observations recommendations session to sort of cap off our work over the last couple of days. I'm not going to attempt to sort of summarize again, except because I did my buckets thing last night, and I think I don't want to. I think we're going to hear a lot of other ideas because we sort of had all of that really on the record. Again, we'll be recording this, so we'll be able to track the content very carefully. So you'll excuse me if I don't summarize too much at the very end. I think we asked our first of all. Let me thank our terrific panelists here at the end. So Georgia Lean. For providing the local low and middle income country perspective. Obviously, he's a global civil servant, so he has a global perspective on many of these things over many years, which is very important. Ambassador John Lang talking about the foundation and sort of multilateral perspectives. Wendy Taylor from U.S. Agency for Development, government perspective, and Brenda Colatrella from Merck on the corporate perspective. We've asked them to really, first of all, I want to thank them for being here over the last 2 days and really listening intently to and participating intently in everything that was going on. And also Wendy, especially, is like triple duty as having been on the planning committee. So we appreciate that very much. But this is a time they've been really asked to think about what were the big issues that they heard that came out of the discussion, and what are the real opportunities for a group like this? We've spent a lot of time here really talking about what are the unique capabilities, resources, characteristics, interests of this group, and how could we really add value to some of the initiatives you've been hearing about that are underway and or a set of areas that we've identified worthy of attention. Just to remind us as well that we have a workshop scheduled June 25th, 26th, is that right? Here in Washington. And so we need a topic for that workshop. But we also have other sort of tools at our disposal. We have working groups such as the one that Scott Ratson has set up on motor vehicle accidents, road traffic safety, which can include people from outside as well as those on the forum. We have more papers or other papers or that we can commission for our work. We have collaboratives. We've heard about a couple of those that have been working sort of in tangent to our activities, and we can think about we also have an invitation to collaborate with African academies, really looking at the question of public-private partnerships in Africa, built on the recent Asadi meeting where there was a report and you all received the policy brief on changing the mindset in Africa around beginning to solve their own problems. I think you've heard much of that theme from Francis Omaswa today and from Carol Isselmuth, but also their interest in expanding conversations and the platform for that level of engagement with the private sector. So those are things that are possibilities, toolkits and others we've talked about. So let's begin, and each of our speakers has been given a maximum of 15 minutes, which will give us about a half an hour for wrap-up discussion from the floor. And I'm just going to, I think, well, maybe we'll stop briefly after each person's presentation just to ask for questions of clarification or fact if there's something someone said that you really didn't understand or you'd like to hear clearly. Otherwise, we'll just move through and then let it all be on the table for the general discussion, okay? Sir George, would you like to? We'll start in alphabetical order. I'm not sure if that's the case. But